Now, starting off with Lil Meech. You guys, we know the ongoing beef between Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent. Now, 50 and Ross, that's been going on. It had died down at one point. Obviously, the beef has rehashed, right? Now, you guys, first of all, I gotta make this appropriate. All right. This is the sound that I give. Do niggas be beefing? Yeah. First of all, Ross won against round one with 50. Let's be clear. I don't want to hear no argument. If you guys think something else, put in the comment section, but you're going to look crazy. Nobody's going to stand behind you. Let's be clear. Ross won that war between 50. Rick Ross won the war between 50. It's unanimous throughout hip-hop. Let's be clear. Now, fast forward. All the baby mama shit, woo-de-woo, listen. I get it. First of all, shout out to MMG. Shout out to Kano's and you guys know that's family. Kano brother, Gunplay my brother. Shout out to Breed, Torch, etc. Ross, baby mom's getting all that. We ain't gonna get too much into that. That's personal. I have manners. I have integrity here. Nonetheless, Rick Ross and 50 rehash, BMF. Big Meech takes a picture with Ross. He's seen with Fat Boy, standing behind Fat Boy with his arm on Fat Boy's shoulder. We seen it. A lot of us wonder what in the world what could have possessed Meech to take a picture with Ross? What happened between Meech and 50? You just don't take a picture like that. Something had to transpire prior to that, to him making that decision. Like, you know what? I'm going to come out. That's a statement. You standing next to Fat Boy. You know Fat Boy is boisterous. You know that's his arch enemy. And you made a conscious decision to stand with the man, looking like you formed an alliance. Subsequently, BMF met his demise. According to 50, the BMF is over, as in the series, I guess, is going to come to an end. I guess he'll make the decision, obviously. Ross said he wants to continue the BMF name. Ross want to do the BMF movie in which 50 said he owns the rights to BMF movie. All right, man. Now, Ross didn't win. Ross didn't lose in the situation. If anything, Ross won because Ross brought the demise of BMF. What Ross did was fuck up 50's relationship with Big Meech. That's a W. Let's be clear. That is a W. You monkey wrench 50's relationship with Meech. Subsequently, Little Meech got cut off too. Little Meech got clipped subsequently. That's a W for Ross. Let's be clear. That's Fat Boy got a W. 50 lost. Let's be clear. 50 put some points on the board. According to reports, 50 shut down that concert. Contrary to what everybody else wants to believe. Contrary to what 50 leads you to believe. But you know 50's a Gemini. You know 50 has encrypted messages in what he says. 50 said they don't think I'm that powerful. Right before saying he had nothing to do with it. You guys make sense of it. Now let's talk about Little Meech. Throughout this whole situation, this whole equation, Little Meech is actually the victim, right? Little Meech did not cross 50. It's his daddy that hindered that relationship, that severed that relationship. You guys seen what Little Meech said? Little Meech said that he didn't do nothing to 50. He said the DM to 50, in which 50 exposed the DM. Do we have to repeat it? We all familiar with that DM. That shit was revealing. That's when he said, fuck Fat Boy. He actually said, fuck Fat Boy, fuck Ross. Now, hold that thought. All right? Hold that thought. Remember I said, he said, fuck Ross. He said, 50, you started managing Skrilla. I brought Skrilla around you. Now you managing Skrilla with Rocket. I don't know. I think Rocket was from LA. I'm not sure. I think he was trying to get down with 50 at one point. Apparently, he's managing Skrilla. But that's enough of the history of 50 in the relationships and the correlations between all the parties. Let's go into this actual picture. All right. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That part, L.O.T.S Approved Media, the most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. Remember, I told you. All right. Now, you guys. Hold up. Wait 1 second. You got to pull back the record on that. Now, get a gander of this picture that we're looking at. What you guys are observing is a picture of Big Meech's little son, Lil Meech, who played the main role in BMF of his father, who 50 said that he was canceled. He would get him on Love and Hip Hop. The same kid that said, fuck Ross. What we're looking at is a picture of Little Meech standing in alliance with Rick Ross and also the money team, the Munyon team, the Chili team, Floyd Mayweather with the extravagant hat. You know, Floyd, he dresses extravagant. All right? He just rich like that. He just wears shit that for no reason. And I'm not saying the reference to that hat, but I've seen this man wearing clothes that you wear to ride horses, and he didn't have no horse in close proximity of him. Nor did he look like he was even close to a ranch of something of that sort, or a farm. All right? So, what is this picture telling you? This is a statement, all right? That picture that you guys are looking at, that picture is making a statement. That's Little Meech letting you know that he's formed an alliance. First of all, man, hold on. Let's clap it up. Clap it up for Little Meech. You guys, we got to clap it up for Little Meech. First of all, Little Meech was looking down bad. Little Meech was doing commercials for local clothing. I seen that T-shirt commercial. Little Meech was offering business, finance, or promotion advice. I don't know. Little Meech looked like he was a little distraught. Post the beef with his father and 50s. Post the demise, the end of BMF, the series. Post saying F Ross. That's a picture of Little Meech standing in I don't know where they at, but he's standing in alliance with Fat Boy. And then he's there with Floyd Mayweather. Good look. Billionaires. He's standing right next to billions. Now all of a sudden, it don't look that bad. 50 not being a part of the equation doesn't appear to be that bad. 50 no longer being your mentor. It doesn't appear to be that bad no longer. Now, you guys, it doesn't always end up like this. Usually, typically, stories like this, you end up blackballed. 50 Cent is used to, you already know, potentially 50 with a blackball, little bruh. And we thought 50 would have some type of mercy on Little Meech. Contrary to what we thought, 50 exposed that DM, which is an indication that anybody can get it. Anybody can get it with 50 Cent, you guys. He gave it to Lil Meech. He gave it to his own. Listen. Now, side note, Tony Yayo, ass out on stage. You guys going to see there's a 50 put up a video of Tony Yayo with his ass out on stage. So 50 also took shots at Yayo. Hold up. We're not going to talk about that just yet. I'm going to hold that thought for after this. All right, so shout out to Lil Meech for standing in alliance with Floyd and Fat Boy. That's a good look. That's $1 billion look. I'm happy that you guys are there and support him. I thought he was canceled. I knew his father was canceled. The BMF, the name, the prestige, the aura, it's over. Let's be clear. The story's still good. It's still good. It's still good. I still can get jiggy with it. And if Sammy the Bull ratted on John Gotti and all that, Sammy the Bull's still doing podcasting. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a community thing. I get it. Black people, we cannibalize our own people. I'm not saying, of course we don't condone ratting. Of course the man should not be necessarily throwing parties if he was not necessarily honorable. Death before dishonor. That's what he stands by. But just being condemned and total like as if his story said, nah, BMF's story is still a crazy story. We still need to see that story come to fruition, all right? Yeah, he ratted. Usually stuff like that ends when you have a multi-million-dollar enterprise, damn near billion-dollar enterprise. It usually ends like that, tragically. They usually don't see the light of day, which what gives me some type of credence to maybe what they're saying about could be true, but it's still a legend until that man has spoken. But, man, I'm not even going to beat that dead horse. We know what it is, But nonetheless, shout out to Little Meech. Little Meech, you're doing it. That's a good look, Little Meech. You standing there with Ross, with Fat Boy. That's a good look. I thought it was over for you. And I want to clap it up for Floyd Mayweather and Ross. Now, you guys know, obviously, Floyd and 50 have had their issues. Ross and 50 are currently, they have their issue. So there's three things that these men have in common. One common interest. That's their issue with 50. They say, enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. That's a war term. Is that the case? It looks to be so. All right. L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Message podcast. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. This is the most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. Remember, I told you. Now, I told you, hold that thought. We was talking about 50 Cent and how 50 can be heartless. Shot 9 times. Daddy wasn't there. Mama was unalived. He's heartless. There's one loyal comrade that 50 has. If you're saying Banks is no, Banks is out the picture right now. Obviously, we're talking about Tony Yayo. Now, when we speak about Tony Yayo, you got to think about Tony Yayo's resiliency. Not that many people can handle 50. Not that many people can stay around 50, right? 50, you see 50 can be vengeful, right? 50 could be unapologetic, non-remorseful. Somehow somehow Tony Yayo has found the art to staying around 50 and getting paper with 50 and still maintaining as a man. Because I'm pretty sure being around 50, your ego can be compromised at times, especially if you're not necessarily working in conjunction with him, but if you're working under him. Usually that's typically I see with everybody. There's some type of issue there. Nonetheless, shout out to 50, shout out to all parties. I have no horse in the race. But I look at Tony Yayo, I said, damn, Yayo there's an art to it. I know 50, I know Yayo knows 50 the best. I know Yayo grew up with 50. Banks also grew up around 50 also, but it looks like Yayo was in close proximity at all times. It looks like they was more in cahoots. Yayo and 50 probably was doing more extracurricular activities as in street shit. Banks looked like it was more pertaining to music. Nonetheless, you guys, what I'm alluding to is there's a video online of Tony Yayo with his ass out at the show. So when 50 was performing, I think it was a Power of a Dollar performance, Tony Yayo turned around and what looks to be he mooned the crowd. You know, old school moon. Like, imagine if I get up in the show my ass and I just moon. I'm not going to do it because I know YouTube would shut it down. But I remember a kid. When I was a kid, I mooned people. I've done it before. Yeah, I've done it. As a grown man, no, not necessarily. All right, so you guys see Tony Yayo's on stage in which he is mooning the crowd. 50 chose to put this up. Now, Tony Yayo recently was on a platform. I don't know if it was Vlad TV. I don't know what platform Tony Yayo was on. You see Tony Yayo was on different platforms, podcast platforms. I would love to have him on this platform, Zo Life or No Life, because you know we Haitian, right? Nonetheless, Tony Yayo on the thing, I don't know, he said something about the beast with 50. Tony Yayo said something about the beast with 50 as in, I don't know. I don't even want to paraphrase, right? But Tony Yayo has always, to say the least, Tony Yayo has always expressed how he doesn't necessarily have beef with the people 50 has beef with. But he stands in alliance with 50, and subsequently, he gets hit up too. Tony Yayo spoke about his house being shot up. Woo-ee-woo. We all know the Jimi Hendrix situation, son getting allegedly slapped, and woo-ee-woo. All right, and we take it easy with the kids, all right? This ain't a clout chasing platform. So anytime we talk about 50 kids, Jimi Hendrix kids and stuff like that, you guys see I'm going to approach that with precaution, in which a lot of journalists don't do that, but I'm from the streets, right? And I'm a man first. With that being said, he always expressed how the beef is per se 50 causes, right? And now he said something in his interview that kind of like threw 50 under the bus subsequently of what he said. I wish I knew what he said. I have to go check it out. Maybe next time, Friday, when I go back on, we'll revisit that part. But nonetheless, you guys, 50 seen online showing Tony Yayo with his ass out on stage. 50's taking the opportunity to embarrass Tony Yayo. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna visit 50's page right now. All right, and I wanna pull up some of these posts that 50 has been putting up targeting, going at Tony Yayo. All right, and you guys keep in mind, Yayo is oh man, I want to speak about that too. Did 50 take it down already? Because 50's known he's subject to taking things down at times. I'm looking for it. Maybe 50 took it down already, man. Damn, bro. You took it down already, champ? Man, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Listen, man, I was going to pull it up. 50 had a video of Yayo with his ass out, right? Also, they speak about how 50 said he's still mad at him for throwing Yayo into the bush. There's a video online where 50 picked up Tony Yayo and threw him in the bush. A friendly push like friends do. You know what I mean? We like kids. You know how like kids play? You pick up your dog and politely toss him inside of a bush. You know, we was kids. The only thing is these are grown men doing it, right? So Yayo received a lot of ridicule for allowing a grown man to pick him up and toss him into the bushes. And I think, and not necessarily I think, but that's what 50 said that prompted Yayo to say what he said on that platform. So 50's reacting to what Yayo said on that platform. I don't know what Yayo said on the platform, but 50's reacting to it, all right? Nonetheless, man, shout out to all parties, man. Moving right along, L.O.T.S Proof Me That Don't Shoot a Message podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys are turning your notification bells on. You guys know when you turn on notifications, you got to, because I go on at different times. You see what time it is today. Right now, it's about like 2 in the morning. Nightcap with L.O.T.S Approved Media. All right, turn your notification on, so anytime I go on, you guys will be the first to get notified. That part. What else we got here, family? All right, we just spoke about Lil Meech. Oh, yeah, we got to speak about Diddy. Now, you guys know Diddy's case. Recently, there's a lawyer that stepped down.